A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a shocking revelation, several Palestinians and Israeli soldiers have come forward with allegations that Israeli troops are systematically compelling Palestinians to act as human shields in Gaza. This practice, they claim, involves sending civilians into buildings and tunnels to scout for bombs and gunmen, and has reportedly become a common occurrence over the past 19 months of ongoing conflict. The Associated Press, AP, has gathered testimonies from 7 Palestinians and 2 Israeli military members who have described this controversial tactic, which is prohibited under international law. In response, Israel's military has firmly denied these allegations, asserting that it strictly prohibits the use of civilians as shields, a practice it has long accused Hamas of employing. According to the military, they are currently investigating several cases where Palestinians were allegedly involved in military operations. Although they have not provided specific details regarding the extent of this practice or any directives from commanding officers. Human rights organizations have noted that the use of Palestinians as shields has been documented for decades, despite a Supreme Court ruling outlawing the practice in 2005. Experts indicate that the current conflict marks a significant resurgence of this debate, with the allegations being more widespread than in previous years. Meanwhile, the humanitarian situation in Gaza continues to deteriorate. On Friday, the Israeli army reported that 83 trucks carrying humanitarian aid successfully entered Gaza through the Kerem Shalom crossing after undergoing security inspections. This aid, which included food, medical supplies, and essential medicines, is seen as critically needed amidst the ongoing crisis. The United Nations has reiterated calls for increased aid to Gaza, emphasizing that the current supplies are insufficient to meet the massive needs of the population, which has been subjected to extreme deprivation. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres remarked that Palestinians are experiencing what may be the harshest phase of the conflict, as reports indicate that food trucks have been looted following a partial easing of the Israeli blockade. In a tragic turn of events, Gaza's Civil Defense Agency reported that Israeli airstrikes killed at least 6 people on Saturday, exacerbating the already dire situation in the region. The strikes reportedly targeted various locations, including a pre-dawn attack that resulted in the deaths of a family in Khan Yunis. The Israeli military has stated that over the past day, Air Force operations have struck more than 100 targets, including alleged members of terrorist organizations and military infrastructure. Amidst these developments, the UN's Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, OCHA, has called attention to the critical state of Gaza's health system, which is nearing collapse due to the intensification of hostilities. A recent attack on Al-Ata Hospital resulted in the destruction of medical supplies and facilities, further compounding the humanitarian crisis. In other news, the Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, reported the killing of a Palestinian who allegedly attempted to stab soldiers at a military checkpoint in the West Bank. No casualties were reported among IDF troops during the incident. As tensions rise, Israelis are expected to hold rallies across the country to advocate for the release of hostages held by Hamas. The United Nations continues to stress the urgent need for humanitarian deliveries, as the World Food Programme reported looting of food trucks, which has heightened insecurity and desperation among the population. The situation remains fluid, with ongoing discussions regarding the need for peace and resolution in the region. Meanwhile, the African Union has called for a permanent ceasefire in Libya following recent clashes, and Egypt has repatriated 71 nationals from Tripoli. As the international community watches closely, the implications of these developments could have far-reaching effects on the region's stability and humanitarian efforts. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.